I'm recording this in May. This video doesn't come out till the 19th of June. I just really wanted to record it because about a couple of, I want to say last week I finished, filming the very last episode of my Pokemon show, or is it, as you all see the title, Pokemon Band Together. And let me know what you thought because I really want to know because, I don't actually care if it gets that many views. I just wanted to end the series on a high note because I was really disappointed with how Pokemon Dimensions did, with the views. So I just thought, what's the point in continuing the series? But I didn't want to just cancel it. I wanted it to at least go out with a bang, and hopefully it did. But I usually write the notes on paper, but there was a lot of them, so I'm just gonna keep the notes on my phone. Hopefully, you don't hear the buzzing because I have a better mic now. But yeah, hopefully you don't hear that. And today we're gonna go over all the facts and behind the scenes of Pokemon Band Together. I really want to make this video. I've wanted to do a video like this for a long time with Pokemon Squad and Pokemon Dimensions, but I think I'm going to do it now since it's the end and I'll never be making any more episodes. So, let's get into it. So, obviously I'm going to start with the obvious one, Grookey's voice. You may have noticed that, Grookey was not voiced by Isaac in this episode. He was voiced by me. Don't worry, nothing happened between me and Isaac. We're still friends, we still talk. It's just that as of the time I'm recording this, he is currently working on a cruise ship, and he has been since, November or something, or October. So, yeah, you could probably guess he was not available. Actually, he did help me practice Grookey's voice, though, before I, did it, and I think I did it pretty well. I know I don't sound exactly the same, but I think I sound pretty, close, I think I did a pretty good job. But obviously, you may have noticed I reused Isaac's singing from his debut episode because I was not gonna try and take over Isaac's singing, no. But since he wasn't able to record a new song, I just reused that one. I thought that was the easiest option. But yeah, don't worry, there's no bad blood between me and Isaac. And if I ever do make episodes again in the future, he's more than welcome to come back as Grookey. No questions asked. Although I think I alluded to this in the beginning. It wasn't originally meant to be the end. In fact, this originally wasn't actually meant to exist because I actually did write the pilot for a third series I was going to make, and I'm going to explain it here. So it was called Pokemon Gameverse, okay, and it was basically Super Smash Brothers but as a TV show. That's because there were going to be other characters from other games. There was going to be Sonic characters, Pac-Man characters, Mario characters, I think, what other characters was it going to be? I don't even remember. Yeah, Minecraft characters as well. So, all these characters were going to show up, and Mew had to send them all back to the universe. And the plot was that they were going to collect all the Chaos Emeralds, but the villains were going to stop them each episode. But I cancelled that for a few reasons. One, Pokemon Dimensions did not do well, and it just made me lose all motivation to make another show ever again. For this, I will be making more shows eventually, just not like this. And I don't know, I just feel like I had writer's block with it, to be honest. I actually rewrote the pilot twice, and I still have it written. It's still in my notes, the pilot I've written, last time. But I just couldn't think of how the story was going to go. I couldn't think of, how, the characters should be introduced. It was just it was too hard, and I had to, I just canceled it. It was, I even had a whole cast set up as well. There were going to be some familiar voices, but, yeah, I can't do it. No, it was too much. Also, it was originally meant to be a musical. Yeah. Now, there is one song in it, obviously, that was performed by Silent, Isaac, and me, but it was originally meant to be a full-blown musical with, actual singing throughout the whole thing. But I scrapped that idea because no one was really into it, and, I didn't just want it to be me and Silent singing for the whole episode. I feel like that would have been, give the other characters time to shine. And it's there were a couple of other voice actors who were I'll sing if you want me to, but I could tell they weren't really into it, so I just scrapped the musical idea and just had the one performance, which I think is fair enough. Also, I originally had three ideas for how this episode was going to go. The first one was the musical idea, where it was going to be auditions, and basically they were auditioning for the band, obviously, that. I kept that original premise in the episode, but originally that was meant to be the full-on plot where the auditions were going to be the musical numbers, and then they were going to see who joined the band. And then the other idea I had was Mew leaving to go to Ultra Space to be with not Jirachi, but I'll get there. I'll get to who the original love interest was, which I also kind of catch, but instead of the Ultra Space, it was the Dream World. And then the third idea was Mew's family were going to show up, and they were going to be Mew, come on, you're coming home with us, you blue CUNT. And Sorry. And then they were like, I'm not going home with you. This is my real family. You can all piss off. And it was meant to be like a, a chosen family kind of plot, because I love the chosen family plot. You don't understand how happy that makes me. But I scrapped that idea because I would have had to buy more Mew plushies, and I have a budget. I probably would have bought all those Mew for it, though. So yeah, the actual, like, finalized idea was kind of a mix of the first two, and I just scrapped the Mew family entirely. Which, I don't really see anything wrong with that. Okay, this one I actually am still disappointed about. Jirachi was originally meant to be voiced by a guest star. Like, oh, it's so hard. Like, because I wanted this episode to be special, so I was literally trying my hardest to find someone, like, perfect to voice Jirachi. And I almost had someone. I'm not going to say who they were, but they're like a semi-big YouTuber. They're bigger than me. And, they were the only one that actually replied to my email. And it was so close, but then they did not reply back to the premise of the show. Because I was like, I'm looking for a special guest. I was wondering if you were interested. And they were like, I like voice acting, so yeah, let me know what the idea is. And I told them the idea, and they never got back to me. I sent a couple other emails to him, like, asking if, like, he was still interested, but I never got any replies. So I just ended up voicing Jirachi myself, which, to be fair, for this next fact, was probably the best outcome. Okay, now, this one I actually kind of find funny. The Grievard segment was added last minute, because, I showed the episode to one of my friends asking their opinion on it, and, like, they liked it, but thought that, like, I had to fix a couple of things that were irrelevant to this. But then I was like, I don't know, I don't think I've done a good job at, like, making Mew and Jirachi's relationship believable, because originally the Grievard scene was not in the episode. It was just 4 segments. The first segment with them finding the band, then the second one with them performing, then the third with Mimikyu killing Mew, and then the fourth, which was the animated one. But I just felt like I didn't do a good job at, like, making Mew and Jirachi feel like they were in love, because it just came out of nowhere. So I wanted to add a segment showing that, and also showing Jirachi's powers, because I didn't do a good job at showing Jirachi's powers either. And I think I actually really did a good job at it. I think I originally, like, this is a bonus fact, originally Grievard was meant to be Mew's pet, and they asked Jirachi to revive them, but then I thought it would make more sense if it was Grookey's pet, because with the ending of Mew leaving. So, but I still kept Mew saving Jirachi, and then I think I made it more believable. I hope you all thought so too. Oh, so here's a little one for you. Grievard was voiced by my actual dog, Ella. I'm probably gonna make another voice actors video, like, of showing the picture of the characters and their voice actors for this one. I don't know if it'll come out before or after this. I mean, it'll probably come out after, because I want to release this, like, the next video. So yeah, it'll come out after. But yeah, I'm gonna put a picture of Ella and Grievard, because, like, as soon as I thought that idea, I was like, yes. It probably doesn't make sense, because I've had other dog Pokemon in the show before that actually spoke like humans, but I'm sorry, I just had to do this, because Grievard was Grookey's pet, and it was just too adorable, and it was so fun to record her. Like, I hope, like, I may sound aggressive, but trust me, it's not. Ella is, like, a big softie, don't worry. But I was really, really happy about how that turned out. And this is just a small one as well. Shinx was originally meant to return. It was only meant to be a cameo, because it was actually... So Chespin, yeah, when Grookey says that to Chespin, oh, you look strong, do you want to be a roadie? And then Chespin's like, that I can definitely fucking do. That was actually meant to be Shinx saying that, but Shinx's voice actor, Tristan, I don't want to say what happened to him, because I don't know if he wants that in, like, the public eye or not, but something big happened to him, and I was like, and he wasn't able to return, and I was like, that's totally fair enough. Like, I totally understand that. Like, so nothing bad happened between us. Like, it was actually quite a good thing that happened to him. So I just rewrote the character to be a different character voiced by someone else. So, yeah, I just thought that was easier than, like, Tristan having to force himself to come back when that thing had happened to him. So, yeah, I think that was just the easier thing to do. It didn't affect the story in any way, so I don't really care. And there's no bad blood, so we're all good. All right, this one I thought was funny as well. So I don't know if you know him, but Braish Gaming, he's a Japan, like, YouTuber. He's from the UK, but he, like, makes videos about Japan and Pokemon cards. So, I don't know where he gets the word Braish from. I might have to ask him that, but I actually Googled to see what Braish meant before I, like, wrote his script. And it turned out it means rude, which I thought was really funny. So I really wanted to make a joke out of that. So when his character, Palmy, like, is like, no thanks, I have to go up to Kanto and open some Pokemon cards. Mew, like, says, "That's really brave of you," obviously saying, "That's so rude." Like, I know it wasn't rude, but I still wanted to make the joke. And then Grookey says, "Let's not go there." That was like him hinting to the fact that they're not breaking the fourth wall. I think that was really funny. I know, I can guarantee that most of you didn't get that though. It was only like a small joke, and I'm pretty sure not a lot of you know what brave even meant before, so that was fair. Okay, I'm sure you might have noticed this one. I feel kind of bad about this one, but this is a joke I'd wanted to make for years and years. Like, you do not understand. I wanted to make this joke since the thing first happened, and I was always scared because I didn't want to offend anyone, but since this was my last episode, I just went for it. So, Grookey says COVIDs, meaning collaboration videos. I've been wanting to make that joke for so long, you do not understand. I've had it in my mind for actual years now. So, yeah. It was originally meant to be Raichu that said it, but since Raichu didn't really play an important role in this one, I gave it to Grookey instead, but I think it was still in character. But yeah, I really, really was proud of that joke. Like, so proud. You do not understand. Okay, now this one I feel like you might have noticed. When like, Gyarados first goes on his rampage, and Sylveon says, "I'm gonna faint you so fucking hard, Mimikyu," Mimikyu says, "Ooh, kinky." And then Sylveon goes, "Oh, not like that, pervert!" That's a reference to Hazbin Hotel, obviously. Mimikyu would be such a good character in Hazbin Hotel, even like that, yes. I don't just mean my Mimikyu, I mean Mimikyu as a whole. Like, he would fit right in there. But yeah, I was really proud of that joke. Maybe, like, I'm a bit of a hypocrite for that, because I do sometimes get annoyed with references, but, like, there's a way to do a reference, you know? Like, I don't want to explain it, because I don't want to be here too long, but there's a way to do a reference, and then there's a way not to do a reference, but that's all I'll say. Alright, this one's not really, an Easter egg or anything, it's just more of, like, my mistake. So, when I wrote the script, and I even voiced it as well, the roadie line, when Grookey says, "You look strong, do you wish you want to be a roadie?" I accidentally said groupie at first, because I thought they were the same thing. And then I was like, wait, that's not what a groupie is. What am I meant a roadie. And I actually wrote it in the script, and I sent it to Billy, who voiced Chespin, and I was like, "Oh shit, I am so sorry. Like, that's not what I'm going for here." And it was like, oh no. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just like, I thought it was pretty funny, but I immediately changed the line when I realized my mistake. Okay, this one, I hope you all caught on this one. Mew and Jirachi's relationship is based on Nick and Charlie's relationship, because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be based on them? Because Mew is the blue, like, you know, I don't actually, I haven't given Mew a specific sexuality. You know, I'm going to do that right now. Mew is bisexual, and then Jirachi will be homosexual. There we go. I've canonized it, yeah. They're both non-binary, though, so. But yeah, Mew and Jirachi's relationship was based on Nick and Charlie's. Like, I didn't make it exactly the same, obviously, because that's just ripping off, but I made it, like, close as possible, I would say. You know, they're being so in love, they don't want to be separate, they can't stand being apart. Like, it was so sweet. And then plus Mew is blue and Jirachi's yellow. You've seen the videos, you know what I'm hinting at here. Okay, so what I said about the Ultra Space fact, like the original plot, so the original love interest was meant to be Poipole. Because if you remember back in Season 4, there was an episode when Mew and Gyarados get stuck in Ultra Space, and Poipole helps them get home, but then they make Poipole realize that they can have a better life than just being, you know, what's the word? Like, getting them from one side to the other side? Yeah. So yeah, I think, you know, I originally wanted Poipole to be the love interest again, because that was actually the plan, like, years ago. Like, that's how I was going to end the series. I was going to end it with, like, the Arceus battle, that was planned since Season 2. But I was originally going to have Mew, like, end up with Poipole, and then Mew was going to leave with Poipole. But then I was like, no, I can't do that. I want Mew to stay. So then I just wrote Poipole out entirely, and they're just in Ultra Space having the best life they can. And then that's when Pokemon Dimensions happened, obviously, because it wouldn't have happened if Mew was gone. But then I thought, since this is the last episode, I'll bring back the idea. And I was going to have Poipole come back, be the love interest, but then I was like, but actually, maybe I should have a different love interest. And then that's when I thought of Jirachi, because Jirachi's probably my second favorite mythical after Mew, to be fair. After the movie, it was adorable. So, yeah, I thought Jirachi made more sense as a love interest, especially since they're both mythicals as well, and Poipole's just an Ultra Beast. And also it kind of works since you get a free Mew and a free Jirachi in Pokemon BDSP, so that works too. Alright, here's some facts about Rowlet. Rowlet was originally meant to be bisexual, but I changed it to asexual because Rowlet's not in the same egg group as Sprigatito. I'm gonna get to why Sprigatito had to be Rowlet's wife in a minute, but yeah, I had to change him to being asexual, because he was gonna be bisexual, but then I was like, wait, Rowlet and Sprigatito are in the same egg group, because I did check. And first off, that doesn't actually make sense, because they're both grass starters. And you're probably saying, a bird's not gonna breed with a cat. A cat can breed with a whale in this universe, so that probably makes more sense than that. So I changed him to asexual because then he doesn't actually have sex, so that makes more sense. He's just in love with Sprigatito, and yeah, I think that makes more sense. And also, the reason why Rowlet's wife had to be Sprigatito is because Rowlet is voiced by a YouTuber called Sly Guy, and there's a running joke in Sly Guy's community that he wants to fuck Sprigatito's evolution, Meowscarada. Yeah, this is a real joke in his community. And I'm part of it as well. I add to it. We always joke about how he really loves Meowscarada's tits. And yeah, it was funny. Like, so as soon as I caught on that joke, I was like, that's Sprigatito's gonna be in my show. And then that's why there's the reference about when Mew says, you only like her titties, don't you? Because that's a reference to the fact that we say that Sly only likes Meowscarada's titties. So yeah. I'm sorry that this fact was a bit graphical, but I wanted to say it, obviously. And I hope Sly and Sly's wife were not mad at me. Speaking of Sly's wife, though, she was originally meant to be the voice of Sprigatito, but she said that she got too nervous to do the lines, so I gave the part to Royal Arts instead. Which I don't blame her for that. I've gotten nervous about things before as well. Like, one time I recorded a song for something. It was not for this channel, it was for a collaboration, and I like deleted it. Because yeah, I do get really nervous and scared as well. But yeah, I actually don't blame her for that. We still talk as well, we're still friends, I don't mind that. I'm just really glad that I managed to find someone else to take on the role before it was too late, because that would have been annoying if I had to voice her, because I really wanted her to be voiced by a female creator, so yeah. Also, speaking of people who are meant to be in the show, Bulbasaur was originally meant to be voiced by Bulbatube. He cancelled it as well because, you know, he just wasn't feeling it, and he couldn't get into it. I also asked him if he just wanted to make a cameo, but he said he just wasn't feeling it, so that's fine. So I just took on the role of Bulbasaur, which was a little bit different because he's a male character, so yeah, I didn't really mind that. I kind of was tempted to just cut Bulbasaur's part out entirely, but then I would have had to cut Beefy the Miner's part out, and I didn't want to waste his lines just because I had to take over a role, so I just went with it. Also, I hope you noticed this Easter egg. Grookey drank out of a Heartstopper cup. Specifically, this Heartstopper cup that I think I've shown on the channel before. I got this for my birthday like 2 years ago. I haven't drank out of it though because I don't want to ruin the stickers because the stickers are perfect. I love them all. But yeah, Rowlet, Grookey drank out of this. Like, that was the point. Also, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but I wanted to make sure that it was included. In the wide shot when so it's a scene just before they start singing It Kills Me. In the wide shot where you see the whole crowd, you can see Mimikyu hiding in the background. I wanted to make sure that Mimikyu was there the whole time, like he was watching. Because since he wasn't in Pokemon Dimensions, because, you know, Meshuggah wasn't feeling up to voice acting then. But they were able to come back for this since it was the finale, and I was able to bring Mimikyu back, so that's cool. So I wanted to make sure Mimikyu was watching the whole time, you know, calculating what his plan was. And, you know, I liked it. I was really proud of that. Okay, now at the very end, when Totodile is like, do you want to start a YouTube series with me? That line was actually recorded before I even, finalized anything. Because his voice actor, Ozurian Trainer, I was telling him, you know, because this was when I had the audition idea. I was just going to reuse Totodile's line, hello there, I am Totodile. And then the other character was just going to be like, yeah, and then that was going to be the joke. But then he really wanted Totodile's final line to be the YouTube series line since the show wasn't coming back. He pitched that idea for me. And then the original plan was to have one of the characters throw something at him and then they walk away and then it ends. But since I decided to make the last segment animated to make it more special, I just had Mew teleport him away and then Mew goes, fuck no. So yeah, it's still the same concept, but yeah, that line was the first line recorded for the episode, and it was done before anything was finalized, because it was still the audition idea. I feel like this was obvious as well. The weapon that Mimikyu uses to make Mew disappear was based on the Rejuvenator from Steven Universe that Spinel used to, you know, rejuvenate the crystal gems. I wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was like exactly like that. Like Mew didn't like, reset. Mew's consciousness actually vanished. Like it went to like, I didn't actually think of the reason. I'll make up a reason right now, and that's what happened. Okay, so Mew's consciousness got sent to Ultra Space, and if they had brought Mew back, it would have reset them. But like, Mew's consciousness would have still been in Ultra Space, and they had to get back to their physical body to remember everything. There you go. There it is. But Jirachi managed to save their consciousness and bring it to the dream world. So there you go. That's the canon reason on what happened. Also, I hope you noticed this one. When Mew gets hit and disappears, the crystals show up. That's because Mew is like made of the crystals. Like this isn't actually true in the Pokemon world. This is just my like not headcanon. This is just my lore, the BB lore. Okay, the BB Max World lore. When the crystals are put together, they turn into Mew, but then Mew can like use them individually as well. But because Mew had vanished, the crystals showed up because they split apart again. Like that's what I was going for there. And maybe it wasn't that obvious. Maybe I should have explained it a bit more. But like, there you go. That's what happened. That is what I was going for. I didn't just make that up right now. Just so you know. So this one I was really proud of. Gyarados' rampage when Mew disappears is based on when King and Ida went on a rampage when Luz disappeared in the Owl House. I don't know if you noticed that, but like I made the scene as similar as possible while still keeping it different. So if you've never seen the Owl House, spoilers for the finale. The villain Bellos just evaporates. I almost said devaporate. Evaporates Luz, and she turns into light. And then King and Ida just turn into like their beast modes and just start attacking the shit out of Bellos. And that gave me chills when I first watched it. So the scene felt similar as I was writing it, so I just decided to, base it on that scene. Like, I think I did a pretty good job. Like, obviously it wasn't the exact same, but I liked it. I liked how it turned out. Also, you may have noticed, when Gyarados got teleported to the dream world, the little stand I used to stand him up stayed, but it didn't go with him. I thought that would be funny if I just left that there. So that wasn't an error or a mistake. Don't worry, like, I actually did intend that. Because I thought since Gyarados obviously doesn't need it when he's animated, like, it would be funny if it just stayed behind. Because he obviously needs it to stand in his plush form. Because otherwise he'll just go, ugh. But he needs it. He doesn't need it when he's animated. Because he's just moving around like this. And it's... So yeah, I just felt that was really funny. This was an obvious one, obviously. But Cyndaquil and Grookey turn into Sonic and Tails when they're in Ultra Space. I feel like I just wanted to make a reference to the original idea of Pokemon Gameverse, because Silent was going to be Sonic. That's what I was going for. So I didn't actually have a plan for Isaac, because I don't think I knew about the cruise ship when I was writing this. So yeah, I don't know if Isaac would have voiced Tails. I probably would have voiced Tails, to be honest. But yeah, that's like what I was going for, because it was a remnants of the original idea that I had. I hope that makes sense. Also, you may have noticed this one. Cyndaquil originally said that he had a girlfriend, and I originally was going to have her show up at some point, but then I was like, what Pokemon is she going to be? And I just could not figure it out. Wasn't sure if I wanted it to be Chikorita, because I felt that would have been too cliche, but then, like, I was not sure what Pokemon she should be. So, you may have noticed she was eventually written out, not just in this episode, but, like, way before, like, even in, like, Season 5, she was written out. Because she was meant to show up for Raichu and Sylveon's wedding, which, side note, I also reread the wedding because I hated it so much. So I rewrote it where they didn't actually get married and then decided to just forget about it because I hated it that much. But back on track. So yeah, I just decided to write Cyndaquil's girlfriend out, but I at least made a joke about it when like Grookey kisses Cyndaquil and Raichu is like, didn't he have a girlfriend? There was reference to that because I had just written her out entirely. So I didn't forget her, don't worry. And like I said in the middle of this, the animated segment at the end was meant to make it more special. Okay, now, you've known I've been practicing animation for a while, and yeah, I definitely know this is not the best, but this is my, like, first full proper animation, so I just decided not to, like, put that much effort into it, because, like, I didn't want it to be too complicated. You may have noticed that the character's lip syncing was just, like, non-existent. That was personal, don't worry, like, purposefully, sorry. So yeah, I did actually mean to do that. So if I ever animate again, though, I'll make sure that I definitely make the lip syncing, like, perfect as it can be. But I just thought for my first one, I would just, like, make the mouse move up and down, and that would be enough. But this is just because this is really just a practice animation, really. Like, so don't worry, I will get better, I promise. Okay, the last two facts. The X and Y finale song at the end was to, well, represent the end, obviously. Because, like, in case you didn't know, that song plays during the credits of Pokemon X and Y, and it has lyrics as well, which is weird to me. But I thought I would play at the end of this, since it's the end of the series entirely, like, it's not coming back after this. So, yeah, I just thought that was, like, the best way to end it, you know, with the X and Y theme song. And I really liked it. I thought it suited the scene really well. I enjoyed it. Okay, so this one I do feel a little bit bad for, but in case you've been living under a rock and have somehow not noticed this, I don't make Pokemon videos anymore. So this whole video, like the episode, was meant to represent the end of Pokemon on this channel. Like, you may have noticed how there was a lot of, like, people, like, Pokemon coming out with different sexualities in the episode. The episode took place in Pride Month and released on Pride Month. Oh, all of it was because it's to represent me moving on from Pokemon and moving to LGBTQ topics. So I decided to combine the two together for the one last time, which I think is really great. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever make another Pokemon video after this. I mean, well, we'll see, I guess. I don't have any planned. I don't plan on making any more Pokemon videos. Pokemon's still a big part of my life, obviously, and I still love Pokemon and always will. But it's just for, like, this channel and in general, I'm just burnt out of Pokemon right now. And I just want to take a big break from it. So yeah, that's why for, like, the last year and a half or so, I've, like, just been making videos about LGBT things, different sexualities, even, like, random other things, and mostly Heartstopper as well. Like, the Heartstopper is, like, what I want, like, my channel to be, like, the main thing of. It's just hard to think of Heartstopper video ideas. I have a few written, though, don't worry. There will be Heartstopper videos coming soon. But, yeah, the episode was to represent the end of Pokemon on my channel, which, you know, I think is a great way to end my Pokemon saga. Okay, well, that was all the Easter eggs and behind-the-scenes facts of Pokemon Band Togehter. And please, please, let me know what you thought of the episode. I don't really care, like, I think I said this at the beginning, actually. I don't really care if it doesn't do that well, because I just wanted the series to go out with a bang, to be honest. So, it's not about the views with this one, but let me know what you thought, and, you know, I'm sorry if you're disappointed that it's gone now, but don't worry, you'll always see the plushies here. The plushies will never leave the background. They've always been there, and they'll be there till this channel stops. So, yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you next time. Bye!